What's happening?
Get ready
Gents.
for us. We're going live.
Bruh.
Fellas.
It's a chance of the 3.5.
Cheers,
Wanna know the deal. What's going on?
Look at that, man.
What's up?
It's a chance of the 3.5 to be a fly on the wall. At the barbershop or gym in the bathroom stall. When he's on his way from hanging out or work.
Hello.
At the end of the day, do you ever just want to get into a huddle to listen, rebuttal, or just plain understand what's happening in the cave of a man? Yeah.
Speak on it.
3.5. Yeah.
All right.
I've had someone tell me that they were concerned about getting the COVID vaccine because of the syphilis study.
Tuskegee is a very sacred place. There is no way you cannot feel history.
Think about the Tuskegee Airmen and all of the greatness that they did, and then to find out that in this same space, such an atrocious study was being heaped upon our men.
The original title of the study is Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male.
They were not treated for a disease that killed them, that made them blind.
There were a number of opportunities for the men to receive treatment, and they were very intentionally barred. Around 1947, penicillin became widely accepted and widely used. The doctors of the study prevented the men in the study from getting penicillin.
The first thing those doctors should have done for these gentlemen was to make sure that each and every one was treated. In comparing what's happening today with COVID with what happened back in 32, I see more of a contrast than a similarity.
One of them is the fact they think the men were injected with syphilis, and they were not.
And they were not injected with the spirochete that causes syphilis.
They were not being treated. That is very different from what's happening with COVID-19.
Too many people are using the study as a way of causing their own selves to deny access to vaccines that would save their lives.
We're not talking about the non-treating of blacks. We're talking about the treating of all people.
The ways in which COVID-19 ravaged Black communities showed that we have underlying vulnerabilities when something like a pandemic hits.
As a result of what happened to these men, it changed the course of American clinical research. It created the institutional review boards, which is a very important intervention.
Wherever there's research that's happening, there has to be informed consent documents that are signed, not just when participating in clinical trials, but also if you're going to get any type of a medical procedure. Those things came because of that study. The path from tragedy to triumph travels along the path of learning.
I think anyone who's at risk should be quarantined until the storm passes.
All right, but this storm is coming again. You know, you're talking a lot about saving humanity, but these are humans that die in the process.
Everybody dies.
I know that, Elon. Will you get a vaccine? What do you do with your own family? You won't get a vaccine. Why is that?
I'm not at risk for COVID, nor am I kids.
Mm-hmm. So you won't do that?
No.
Guys, I have a great, I've been having like a consistent process when we do this together. I take like one of my like 15 milligram gummies. I take it about like 30 minutes before.
You talking about
it kicks in. It really starts kicking in. 30 minutes after, I'm like, yeah, this is like where I need it. I'm so happy.
So when you could actually time stamp it,
weed mostly. It's got a bit of opium in it, some heroin, crunched up E's,
Clorox,
methadone, Subutex, morphine, peyote, some other stuff that's unidentifiable, and I think a little bit of angel dust, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
12 minutes and 37 seconds is where George officially trips balls.
Exactly.
Where he just takes off, where the roller coaster finally drops.
Like this. Did you ever
That's
see that?
what it is.
Did you guys ever see that movie, Get Him to the Greek?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
When P. Diddy is like tripping balls and he's like, He was so nice. Like these leathers, this like leopard skin wall.
He actually did really good in that movie.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
They were like, the director was probably like, Diddy, just be yourself, bro.
Just be yourself. Don't do anything.
Just do what you gotta do. Yep.
Just be you.
Do you. Perfect. Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, man.
Oh, I know. It's so long ago.
It just came on cable, like I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Get out of town.
Really?
Yeah, like just randomly. Randomly.
That's what it is.
As Cody says, weird flex, bro.
Weird flex, bro.
Weird flex. And it's also weird seeing Cody. It's weird seeing you without a beer in your hand. Usually, like you're with your beer.
Dude, I got my beer. What are you talking about? That's
you probably went to get it now.
That's what I'm doing.
Cody, are you getting a beer right now? Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's what it's getting now.
Are you getting a shiner? You better show up with a shiner.
Hey, I already said it. I came prepared.
Yeah.
I came prepared.
I know my friends. Friends.
Very thin, very drinkable. I'm getting caramel, a little bit of toffee. Tastes like a little bit of cherry in there. Very light, very easy drinking.
See, I think we've spoken about this once, like not like in detail, but like when I write, like a lot of people write a melody first, and then we'll write after like the song is complete. I'm the opposite. I have to know what I'm talking about, so I write a story. I write what I want to talk about. I create the melody, and then anything that doesn't fit, I like move around, and that's the process. But I know that's the different way. A lot of people usually write the song first.
The last time I was watching one, I don't know if you know Jacob Collier.
Oh yeah.
Right. So he was on a talk show, like a radio station or something, and they were like, so hey Jacob, you do music and stuff, can you write us a jingle? And it's like, oh yeah, give me 2 seconds. So he's like, okay, let me start with the drums first. Alright, cool. So he did this. It's like, okay, so what are your names? Who's on the show? And then he made the actual jingle like right there on the spot.
That's unreal.
Okay.
That's great.
And it was like the shit, kind of like proper bass line, proper runs. Then he made them, okay guys, just cheer in the background. I'm gonna record you. Just cheer in the background. And then he just made the actual and it's their jingle for the show now. It's like a BBC.
That's insane. Is there jingle for the show?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, wow.
Cody, what's yours like, man? I know you write a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my stuff, like, because I don't know how to write down for music's sake. I don't really know how to write it down where I'm going to really remember exactly what it was I did. Besides doing like, okay, you started with like your fingers on these frets. Like I basically just try to make like a mini fretboard to know like what I was kind of doing, like when I'm writing out, so that I can know what to go back to. But when I'm sitting there like trying to write something on guitar, it's always just like most of the time it comes out of some other song I played. Like I'll sit and play like 10 songs and that are all kind of like in whatever vibe I'm feeling right then. And then I start to spin off of that. And then I basically just find like, I don't know, I find those notes that really hit in that moment. And then I'm like, all right, now let me piece them together. And it's kind of like, I have little melodies running through my brain, like multiple melodies and stuff. I just try to find ones that fit. I don't ever know why I'm writing, which is the fascinating part to me. Yeah, because like I have a tough time putting words and stuff out. First, I'm like, I want to write about this. It feels forced. Whereas like if I let my creativity find the music, and the music will tell me what it is I'm actually talking about. So that's my process.
Right. And honestly, musically, it sounds like, that's how music should be written.
Yeah, you get inspired, then you try to get that idea out.
Well, you can also get the vibe. You can get the vibe of a song and know know when to start writing.
Yeah. When I used to do writing, long time ago, what I would have is like a simple melody, like maybe like 2 bars, and I'll build everything based on that. Like I just have like doom doom doom. I'm like, okay, I'll write it down. Doom doom doom. And I just build everything based on that. Jones, bass time, everything. But I haven't written a song in years, man.
That sounds like a producer's mind right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys play instruments. Like, I don't play anything. So to me, it has to come in like a dream or just by chance of me hearing something. And I'm like, oh, and I start vibing. But because I don't play anything. I mean, I play chords, but that's only actually the chords and plucking only helped me out when I wrote Challenge. That's the only time I ever sat by a piano and somebody was like, "You wrote this on the piano?" I was like, "Yeah, that was the only time I ever did that."
Yeah, I would tell anybody, like, especially like that, learning chords and all that stuff is so essential. I remember because when we did, I think it was Hit Parade.
Yeah,
for Hit Parade, it was after midnight. And we were like, okay, can we head a Lorenzo? And like, which part in the song? And then, I can't remember his name now. He was one of the lead singers.
David?
David,
yeah. Because he plays piano, yeah.
Yeah, he just came on the piano and was like, okay, guys, it's this, da, da, da. So it's like, what? Like, I thought you were just singing. It's like, oh, no, man.
Yeah, he plays, yeah.
David can play?
Yeah.
Well, David was the guy that played the host when you went on and saw the show. I think you met David, too. Yeah, he was one of the guys that came up to you and introduced himself when you and your wife were on. Yeah,
we keep in touch.
Yeah, man. I tell
David Murray.
Any vocalist, just even
awesome.
If it's
I like him a lot.
Basic chords, it's needed, man. Just needed.
That's basically how I myself.
The what?
Oh, yeah.
135. 135.
Yeah.
What's up?
It's needed. Just 135.
And
then if you feel like you're adventurous, then you can learn 7s and 9s to add more depth to your chords.
Right, and that's based. I'm just saying, like, that's the base. For my 16th birthday, I told my dad I want a Casio keyboard, and it was the best freaking gift I ever got. It was a $50
gift. Playing Casio.
And I was playing on this little Casio, and I taught myself how to play. I started writing.
That's good.
And that's the best time, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, that's the best time to write. When there's no structure in your mind, when there's no blocks.
Exactly.
You're
free to do whatever. Yeah.
Creativity.
Yeah.
The more knowledge that you have when you start playing, the more of the fundamentals start creeping up in your head on how things should sound.
Should be. Right.
You play it where you find yourself creating a lot of similar sounds and similar
to what everyone else is doing. Yeah, you're right about that.
It's easy to get stuck.
Sometimes when I'm like, in terms of writing, I guess whatever degree writing is, not actually getting it down to paper and like having it like duplicated. But like a lot of times in my head that happen during the day is I like wordplay a lot. Like I really enjoy wordplay, and I found that through like Jason Mraz is a big person that uses a lot of wordplay in his music, and so when I find artists that do that, I really enjoy it. And why I'm saying this is because George, you said Casio, and Asher Roth says Casio. I love Asher Roth, and why I love him so much is because he's so he's like Eminem and like playing off of sounds and shapes of vowels and like not necessarily overstretching. He stretches it to the right point, and one of my favorite little things of his, he's just like I'm up on the Casio making me make my lady moan. Smoke a strain of OG, so sweet, sounds hot, but you set your flow. Miles and Davis, though. I'm lost and faded, though. It's like he's just, ooh, it's so nice. So when I listen to that stuff, I will try to write that in my own head. So not doing basic, like trying to rhyme the same words, but I try to take words that I can take and make them shape the sounds. And what that does is like bending that starts to bend your mind, and it allows you freedom. So it's like you're saying, you know, you don't have a said structure really, but when you start to play with like semi-structure, basically you're saying, all right, you start with like these basic chords and the basic stuff, and you mess around, the fundamentals kind of just creep their way in. You're like, oh yeah, that shouldn't sound like that. It should move here. Now let me go back and do it again. When you're creating those, like when you're creating the lyrics too, is that you start to find like, oh wow, that was a really fun way that I just made my way around there.
Yeah.
Like that's how because I love wordplay, and I think wordplay can really emphasize, or not emphasize, it can really like benefit your storytelling, and as well as, you know, your music itself. But
wordplay, man. I mean, like Jay-Z made a whole living off of wordplay.
Yeah.
Saying like the same word twice, but meaning two different things.
He was honestly one of the first people I feel like was doing that shit.
Yeah, he did it, and then Kanye tried to do it. Sometimes Kanye overdid it, but yeah, a lot of repeats.
You know,
try to go too far, right?
I was just we were talking recently about coming up with stuff off the top of your head. You were just talking about that before, John.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I am a huge Sway in the Morning fan. The truth comes out. I don't know if you guys know Sway in the Morning. Like
Sway in the Morning, I haven't heard of it.
Sway's a like world-renowned music DJ used to be.
Oh, with the big hair?
MTV, right? And
he used to have the big hair with the okay.
Right, so he hosts.
Okay.
He hosts hip hop artists like every week, and it's like a hip hop spotlight of all freestyle rappers, and you basically get your street cred from going on the Sway show.
From going on the show, yeah.
Shit.
Gotta like they're like, yo, here's your 5 minutes. They call it the 5 Fingers of Death. And they play 5 tracks. And yo, they brought up a dope R&B singer. I don't know if you guys know him. His name is Tory Lanez.
I've heard that name before.
Guys, have you heard about Tory Lanez? Tory Lanez is like 2000s, 2010, really like.
Yeah.
Can you guys indulge me for a sec?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm literally doing it right now.
Tory Lanez, Sway, freestyle. So Sway, here it is.
You are now entering the 5 Fingers of Death. DJ Wonder plays 5 unique beats.
DJ Sway.
Lyrical stamina. I saw the look in his eyes. This guy is crazy. Many have tried. I'm the best. This is just another chance for me to prove it. But many have failed.
Say, not many people are good at it.
5 Fingers of Death.
True MCs come up here. This is one ain't never hit me the night before the morning of and said what he
can. Oh, that show. Oh, yeah, I know that show.
He's only hit me to tell me what he's going to do. Facts. Tory Lanez, True MC.
This guy's a mad singer.
I want all y'all to get him on your platform so he can
right.
He's been for us for years. Yeah, I'm glad they all catching on now. That's why we had him up here. It was important to the gang. DJ Wonder, drop that beat on him.
Guys.
Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. Let's do it.
This is what we doing today.
Yeah.
Here's what the hell he does.
Memories don't die. Get it.
How, Sway?
He got
How, Sway?
Here we go.
Yeah. New York City, stand the fuck up. Oof. Toronto, stand up. Oof. Let's ride. I need that. Well, hold on. I need my intro right quick. We just on the intro right now.
I'm sorry, guys, but the beginning is where he goes like completely berserk.
Tory Lanez!
Yeah.
My Glock crazy. Fiends on my block crazy. A lot of sending shots that cannot face me. Cops moving, shooting at the ops daily. My mama died, but my pop raised me. The block made me tuck grips and serve rocks daily. I started scamming, had my bitches doing drops crazy.
This is a singer.
Listen, I got a vision of an all-white wraith with the inside interior seat color of hot gravy. Have it looking like a dinner when I'm driving. My grip like my dick, it get bigger when I slide it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Tripping like Poseidon. Different bitches tripping, trying to get it right beside him. I'm S5 fifth driving out the sunroof, click flying while my stick shipping, trying to switch irons. He was tripping, gear shifting, let his bitch drive it. I'm talking violation. My little out here robbing for the love of balling like annihilation. And they some cold-hearted.
Does this for 9 minutes on 5 different songs. Yo, honestly, I wanted to tease you guys with it, but when this is done, I want you guys to go down the bunny rabbit hole of
and check him out. Yeah,
and really just check him out. But that's it. What's crazy is that he's an R&B singer.
Does he ever sing?
Dude, you have to hear him sing. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he sings on all these crazy hip hop beats. And you would never know that he could spit like that.
He's a Canadian rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer.
And a record producer, bro. He's
the guy's 28. He's 28. Fuck him. He's
like,
my age.
That makes me think, what am I doing with my life? This guy is just a beast, bro.
Dude's my age.
That guy's special. That guy's special.
Nah, trust me.
I love
bigger when I slide in.
I was like,
yes, that's it. He killed
the ball like Sanaa Lathan.
I fell out of my seat when I first heard that. I was like,
oh man.
Yeah, right.
Go get it, hustling, Jews go get encrusted. I drove weight state to state, like go ahead and touch it. I chiropractic stacks had to get adjusted. Busting 2 packs out the van like poetic justice. Fuck it, hating me last year was last year. On Twitter, oh he canceled, now I'm back here.
I wanna push you in 7th position for 70 minutes, you get it, babe. You got a lot on your mind and I wanna ease it up and lick it and slip it in. You do a light scream on that ice cream when I scoop it and dip it in. Unzipping the tight jeans and that feminine hygiene.
Welcome to the rated R part of the show. Shit just got nasty. I'm sorry, brother. I was out there enjoying the show. And I said to myself, I gotta go get some of this. The show, but just understood that just happened. That just happened. I fucked this shit up tonight. Look at that. Yeah! Hey man, you doing a good job. I love you, brother. I'm gonna go finish watching the show. I love you, man. Thank you so much. I love y'all.
3.5.
The Gents of 3.5.
Well, all right.